been in the media a lot about President Trump standing in front of the church there with the Bible. Why does that bother me? Well, it wasn't that actually that bothered me. It was the Bishop Mariann Edger Buddle. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Could be wrong. Whatever. Correct me. Um, she made a comment about it. And now I want to be very clear that I rebuttal her comment not with my own personal thoughts, which is what she did. She gave her personal thoughts, not the Lord's thoughts on the situation. But I'm going to give you what I think the Lord said to me when she spoke. So I'm not talking about what President Trump did, but I will touch on that. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to talk about what she said first and why it upset me. And I have some talking points I want to stick to, so this video can be short and sweet, just like yours truly. So, first off, I want to hit up my Bible's upside down. Now you know I don't just wear sunglasses for good looks. I actually have sunglasses because they're prescription reading glasses and they're bifocal, so I can look over the reading section and use my regular sight, which is pretty good actually, or whatever. I'm not an eye doctor, to be honest with you. Even now, look at this. I'll give you the old man look, you know. Okay, so as I was saying, you know, I want to read this section to you, all right, and follow along, please. Whoever corrects a mocker invites insult. Whoever rebukes a wicked man incurs abuse. Do not rebuke a mocker, or he will hate you. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love you. Instruct a wise man, and he will be wiser still. Teach a righteous man, and he will add to his learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Now, I want you to understand what I just read, because it's very important to what we're about to say, what I'm about to say to you. So, whoever corrects a mocker invites insult. Well, that's actually what's happening right now. People are getting insulted because people are saying this isn't right, this is wrong, and then someone's giving their opinion. Well, instead of giving your opinion, why don't you listen to what that person has to say? What? Yeah, just listen to them. 90% of people just want to be heard. So if you, instead of turning and giving out information that may not be pertinent to the situation, especially being as I'm white, you know, I can't speak for African American people or people of color, however you want to go by. You know, I don't understand the injustice that's been done to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, I appreciate that you're in a struggle, and that's horrible. I'm apologize that if that's the situation, but at the same time, you can't be hurting other people because of it. And I'll get back to that in a minute. But for right now, I'm telling you, I understand that you're in pain and you're suffering, and I'm sorry to hear that. You know, the whole community as a whole, not just you individually. And I don't think that we should just, you know, scale this down to just one sept of people. If police brutality is an issue, we should address it as a whole, not based on one incident. Especially when the gentleman in question was questionable. You know, like, as sorry to say it, but he was no bishop, as it were. And it just is a sad situation that we're in, but it is where we are. And now we're here, we need to handle that situation like adults instead of being children and pointing our fingers at other people who aren't the problem. We're sitting here blaming each other when, why are we blaming each other, pointing fingers, getting in peaceful rallies around what? Who? Who are you stopping? The police from doing their jobs. Now, not only that, you're stopping other people from doing their jobs. That doesn't help anyone. I'm just saying, there's a time and a place to protest. Do it on a Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. It's not a business day. You know, if you want to protest, I feel like you should be able to do it at your leisure on a Sunday. Because that's not a work day. It's not a business day. It's a day set aside for rest. And I know that sounds questionable, but in the Bible it spoke about how if a man's ram were lost on a Sunday and it was the Sabbath and he was supposed to rest, would he not go out and look for it? And everyone would say, well, that's work. But it's not. It's a necessity to live. And if what you're saying is true, then stop going out and protesting at your convenience. Go out when it's inconvenient, when it's a beautiful sunny day out, and you would rather be sitting by the beach than sitting in front of a police station. Do it on a Sunday. Do it on the Lord's Day. Trust me, he'll be with you. He's with me all the time, I'm never alone. So, that's the second thing. Is start acting like you're never alone. People today, they think that once they walk behind closed doors, problem solved. They don't got to worry about what anyone else sees. Well, that's not the way I live. I live my life like anyone's watching, because the Lord's always watching me. So I have to behave in a fashion that the Lord would deem reasonable at all times. That seems crazy, but it is true. It's how I live my life. People send me dirty images all the time, right, on Facebook. And you know what I have to do? Not look at them. You're like, what? Yeah, people send me dirty shit all the time, right? And I just have to ignore it. And the ones I do see, I never really enjoy anyways. So why would I look at it? It's just it's like blessings crown the head of the righteous, but violence overwhelms the mouth of the wicked. So if you walk around doing the right thing, you'll never have anything to worry about. The memory of the righteous will be blessed, but the name of the wicked will rot. That's important. Because those men who arrested that man, they were doing it for a reason. He wasn't a very good person to begin with. And then he was doing something bad and then fought against the police. And boom, now we're in a situation that we're in now. A lot of people are hurt and injured over it. Because someone wasn't living according to what is right and wrong. And because they had a history of not doing that, the memory of the righteous will be blessed, but the name of the wicked will rot. You're putting men in jail who've never committed a crime, became a police officer, and then met this man who was committing crimes his entire life. There's a history of it, I should say. I shouldn't say his entire life, but has a history of crime and violence. And he dies making those choices. And a man stopping him from making bad choices is now behind bars. I mean, I don't know how to say this in a way that doesn't sound like I don't support the injustice that happened to the man. He shouldn't have died, I agree. But at some point, he should be owning the responsibility of, if you're a piece of shit, bad shit's gonna happen. I mean, that's just fucking facts, bro. And as much as I hate to say it, that's true. If you live your life like a piece of shit, shitty shit's gonna happen. Like you're gonna run into cops and they're gonna fucking arrest you multiple times. But if you're doing the right thing, going to work, getting up, going to bed, going to work, getting up, going to bed, you're probably not gonna get arrested like I haven't in 30 years. Is it because I'm white? Maybe. Is it because I do the right thing? Probably. It's crazy. I don't even know what you're saying. I don't even know how to describe it. Either way, that's neither here nor there. I'm not smart enough to fucking evade the law, people. All right. So if I was out here committing crimes, trust me, they would be at my door. So let's not get off topic. This Bishop Mariann Edger Buddle. Why do I find what she said so disrespectful? Well, for one, she didn't have a Bible in front of her when she said it. So everything that came out of her mouth was, her opinion of what she thinks. It was wrong for her to give her opinion on what she thinks and not the Lord's. Because, as I said in the beginning, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. President Trump standing there with a Bible, being silent, is one of the strongest symbols that you can have in the name of the Lord right now. And you're saying, what? Why? Well, for one, I'm pretty sure that church is where he was inaugurated as president. So for him, it has sentimental value, as it should every president who stood there with his hand on the Bible and was inaugurated also. And the fact that they didn't show up to that church is equally disrespectful to this country, and they should be in handcuffs. That's ridiculous, man. They put up... How would you not feel upset that they burned down the monument where you were inaugurated as president? Blows my mind, you know? Like, if it was me, I'd be just devastated, because that would be a memory to me that I would cherish for my entire life and hold dear. But, hey, you know what? To each their own. Some people don't value being a president as much as Trump maybe did. That's a thought you want to think about. Now, secondly, what else did I want to say about this? I want you to ask yourself, how many times did Marilyn Bishop talk about herself throughout that conversation with CNN? A lot. How many times did she mention God? Not so many. Because everything she said was her opinion. And her opinion was wrong. And she shouldn't have said it. And she says at one point, she's in like one of the many interviews she's done, because she's clearly doing this for self-glorification. One of the many interviews she's like, oh, I was out there, with the rioters, helping them get tear gas out of their face. That is not what a bishop of a church should be doing. All right, I want to be very clear. And I know this sounds questionable, but all right. How do I put this to you in a way that'll make sense? All right. Well, for one, a shepherd does not incite a riot amongst his sheep. Saying to go out and, protest or riot, as it were, is pretty much counterintuitive to everything that woman should stand for. I mean, her whole entire idea is to guide people into the loving arms of Jesus Christ, but she's pushing people away from the government and causing a divide amongst each other, by stating that there's a difference in race. She's literally propagating everything she stands against, and she doesn't even realize it, because she's so caught up in her hate for our president that she's not realizing she's hurting her cause. And that is what I'll leave you with today. She was so caught up in how she felt that she did not put the Lord's feelings first and her second. And I honestly feel like she should be demoted from her position of power within the church, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. What is a bishop? I don't even know. I'm a Baptist, so to me that's a little bit questionable. I don't even know what a bishop is. Inform me. You tell me what you think. What she said was correct, because I could give you more, Bible passages that say she was wrong, and everything she said. I mean, the fact that, I don't, what else do I have to say? I mean, honestly, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. It's like she just completely didn't listen to that section of the Bible. She just chose to just overlook it. To say that she preaches only love is questionable, and nonviolence is ridiculous. The Bible is full of violence because it happened in real time, in history. And it was violent and bloody and gory, and there was wars. It's actually pretty exciting, and if you read it, it's kind of fun. But the point is, to say that it was nonviolent is a lie. It goes against everything that happened in the Bible. I mean, it blows my mind, Like, to say that slavery is wrong is correct. It says in the Bible slavery is wrong. It also says how to handle slaves, because at the time, slave owning was profitable, and everyone had to do it if they wanted to survive. But at the same time, those slaves ate and they slept in warm beds. Okay, and you gotta understand something. Back then, you were lucky to even have a tent. So think about that.